Hey guys, today I'm going to be going through my Grand Cross leveling path I took to get here, as well as what I'm currently wearing before level 100 and after level 100, because now I'm 108, I have level 100 set. So yeah, let me just quickly go through what I did to get here first. Now, this is hugely inspired. I'm going to be putting the speed run over here. I followed this as well as just to condense the information. So I used this on launch and pretty much got to level 50 Paladin within the day. So if you leech and do other things, it'll be easier. But if let's say you're a solo player, I'm just going to quickly go through what you probably need. And all the levels that I'll be mentioning here will be drop levels only. You'll be at Sunny Meadows 1 all the way to level 4 and get a sword to get the block 10%. You get golden hoops, potions, relic, things like that. You can just equip it. You'll be changing them out later into the run. So over here at the sewers, after you go drop level 4, you want to go straight to the sewers and you want to be kiting rats. The rats move really slowly, so what happens is you would taunt them or just walk near them, grab a bunch of rats and then reflect them all in one go. The more you reflect, the more damage it's going to do, so ideally grab a larger pack and then practice deflecting here or counter stance here. What you want to get over here is the Stone Guard and the Verdant Striders. Now, it is going to be really useful if you can find a Verdant Striders with a movement speed line as one of his substat. It has 10% inbuilt already, but on top of that, you will have haste that allows you to equip as a skill, and then you get additional 10% movement speed. Up to 10% movement speed as one of the substat lines. After you get to drop level 14, what you want to do is you want to go to Festering Woods 1 and get the artifact set here, the Bloodbind artifact set. Once you get the full set, you have a lot of health on kill, which will be really useful as you grind solo, or if you're just grinding around the area with the party. After Festering Woods 1, you want to go to Forest Field 2, and there's two items that you want to get here. One is the Guard Blade. Guard Blade is really good because it increases block and gives a bunch of good stats that you can use along the way. If you refine it, you could refine it, but it's up to you actually. And then you want an Iron Bulwark to get additional block 30%, as well as flat defense and HP. Then you want to go to Bunny Woods, and Bunny Woods, there's a few things you want to get here. Bunny Woods, you want to get the Bunny Backpack, which gives 10% movement speed. You want to get Fleet Runners, which gives additional 10% movement speed. You need the card. The card is over here. It's under the rabbit card. If you can't find it, it's fine. You can buy it as well if you have a friend. If not, you can just come back to this next time. I didn't use the rabbit card, so it's entirely up to you. And you want a bunny cap. The bunny cap also increases movement speed, so you'll be getting quite a bit of movement speed over here. And after which, you would then go to Lakefield. Lakefield is pretty tough. Honestly, if I will to do this again, I'll probably skip it and try to head down into the Goblin Cave over here. Goblin Cave is where most priests and summoners grind, and you can essentially find a party there. Ideally, what you want is a level gap in between 30 levels. If not, you could just do Lakefield for a little bit and then head to the Goblin Cave. I wouldn't recommend grinding the map before, which is the Goblin Field, or going to the Goblin Village, because it's not easy to pull. But once you're in Goblin Cave 1, if you can pull for the priest and the summoners, you're going to be leveling up really fast here. Generally, I would stick to Goblin Cave 1 and occasionally Goblin Cave 2 to level up. Goblin Cave 2 isn't as good, I feel, but it has this item called the Curse Tag, which eventually you have to craft and come here to grind. So it's either you come here and grind or you just buy it off the vending. Staying here until you hit drop level 50. Now to be a Paladin, you just got to go to the Sanctum of Light. There is a NPC in there. If you can't get to the NPC, just find a channel where people are grinding at, or just go to SEA and find a channel. There should be people grinding there and you have a smooth path to the NPC. It's straight down from the door to the left. Okay, now that's enough for the leveling guide. And I covered pretty much a lot of things. If you want, you can watch this video like I said. It has the 2 hours video in here. Really good. Highly recommend. Go and watch it if you need sort of a hand-holding experience. It's over there. It's 2 hours long. You'll definitely get it. Okay, so the Paladin items that I use once I hit level 50. You can get most of these items in the Sanctum of Light. So Sanctified Chest and the shoes, you can get them in the Sanctum of Light. Void Threads, I bought them off the market because they're really common. However, you can go to the Dark Forest yourself, but it's pretty high level, so there are quite a bit of Void Threads on the market for cheap. So I would just recommend getting one like this for temporary use, right? It's only 10k. You could use it for temporarily, and eventually you could upgrade it down the line. Then I use a Steadfast Royal Crest. So this item, the Oathbreaker and the Bishop Hood are all dropped in Abyss Castle Keep. If you can't get there, I would recommend just selling off some of the gear that you get throughout the leveling and then buy yourself an Oathbreaker because it's really useful, making your Grand Cross cast immediately like so. Yeah. So there's pretty much no animation time and it's really, really useful. So I would highly recommend just getting the weapon itself if you can't afford anything else. So that's going to be your first upgrade, getting the Oathbreaker. After that, Void Threads, which is also really good because it adds a lot of stats and per refine. So leveling this up a little bit earlier would definitely be useful. The shoes and the chestplate is just temporarily, so you can get something useful, if not just get something to put in that slot until you hit level 100. For the Royal Crest, this one is dropped also at the Castle Keep. So you could buy off the market or you could just go there and grind it yourself. The White Bishop's Hood is crafted. You can't get it crafted and you can't grind there yet, just buy it off the market. Yeah. Iron Halo is dropped at Sanctum of Light. So ideally weapons is when you drop level, you want to stay at Sanctum of Light for a little bit to get EXP, to get levels, and then change over to the Undead area when you get a couple of items. The curse tag I'm using right now is gotten at Goblin Cave 2. It's really useful, as well as once you attach a Dusk Drake card, you get 100% resistance to curse. And that's really important because when you're grinding in Abyss Castle Keep, it's going to be really difficult to grind here without the curse. So yeah, Azure Prisms, I got them off the market. If you want to get it yourself, you can get it over here. In the Crystal Cave, you'll be able to get them, but generally I'll recommend just buying off the market. Just get some temporary stats ones. These are the ones I use. So let me just quickly go through the stats. This is recently just upgraded. You could change this. Ideally, what you want to get is attack percent or magic attack percent. Magic attack percent and attack percent both scale with the Grand Cross. So ideally, what you want to get is either or. For my weapon, I'm using a Vitality 3, magic attack 4, magic damage 5, magic attack 3, and melee damage 3. I'm not too sure if melee damage 3 does increase the damage. However, magic damage 5% is going to be really good as the calculation for the weapon. Normally, magic damage is the last part, and it's pretty much the final number that adds into your damage. So, Void Threads, this is the one I'm running. Vitality 3, HP regen. The lines are not really good for Void Threads, so what you want to get is something along the lines here, and then it's pretty good. MP cost and MP percent isn't very good with this Grand Cross. I've never really ran out of mana unless I'm in a poison zone. So yeah, I don't think mana is an issue. And yeah, so currently what I'm running is this with the red shell. So yeah, so what you want to use actually is the card here is a Gripper Robot card to give that 10% neutral resistance as well as HP percent. And for the card here, I use Double Angel card for holy damage. For the card here, I use resistance to stun. It's the Turtle Baby card. Here, I use the Conch card for extra neutral resistance. And over here, this is the Bloodsucker card. It gives a level 5 haste. It's really useful because, as you can see, the movement speed is quite good already. However, if you use haste, you go a little bit faster. And this speed is going to be useful because generally in the Grand Cross build, you want to be kiting most of the time. I'll showcase some of the grinding later on. But yeah, so this is what I'm currently wearing as a level 100. So I have Vitality 3, attack 2% over here with the Spark Drake card. You could change this for more resistance. I saw people run Magic Defense here, the card Magic Defense. There's a 10% Magic Defense somewhere. And yeah, so this is essentially what I'm running with the Night Boots. Strength 3. This attack speed 1 limit doesn't do anything. It's pretty much due for changing. So that's why I kept it at level 7. But I'm just using it for the movement speed. For the Mind Gauntlets, I'm using this for now as well. It's Vitality 3, hit plus 9, which does nothing currently. Attack 2%, HP 2%, crit 3. Crit doesn't work here as well, so it's pretty much a dead stat. For my Azure Prism, the main one I'm using is a Vitality 3 with Magic Attack 2%. You could change the crit line away or get something better, but yeah, this is all temporary and due for changing. So yeah, this is pretty much my build. Okay, so let me just showcase some of my damage right now. You want to start with Consecration or Judgment Blade into Grand Cross because it's a combo finisher. And if you have a combo finisher, you'll be able to do a little bit more damage with the Grand Cross. So starting off with Consecration or Judgment Blade will always be better. Keep the Judgment Blade as close to cooldown as possible. So make sure you'll be using it and spamming it. And you have something like 70, close to 80,000 damage. Yeah. So yeah, I hope you guys find something useful here. Definitely these are not bets in slots and there are things that people would change. There's a lot of flexibility in the Grand Cross build, like the shield and things like that. If you want to change the gear set, you could wear Plasma as well. Some people are wearing Plasma. There are plenty of flexible slots that you could change around in here. I've seen people run this Festive Hat. Where is it? There's a Festive Hat over here. Festive Gift Box, yeah. This is the one that casts Sacred Aegis. I've seen people boss with Paladin on this. I haven't tried it myself. However, there are a few more changes, like for example, the Plasma set. So some people do run the Plasma set and get a little bit better. For the artifacts, I haven't covered the artifacts. For artifacts, I'm actually running these ones right here. I got the Healing, and the Grand Cross Consecration Judgment Blade. And I'm using this set right now. However, there is a level 150 Paladin that used a different set. It's over here at the Night Garden, and he's using this set called the Eternus set. The Eternus set is pretty interesting because it gives a couple of things along with it. Let me see if I can check it. Eternus. So the Eternus set gives you level 5 heal, level 5 haste, and gives you a bunch of HP, attack, magic attack. Because attack and magic attack both scale, as well as the all stats. So this is really, really good. It's an option to change instead of using the corporeal set. It's entirely up to you. I haven't tried this out myself because I don't have a good set yet. However, I might be trying this sooner or later. So yeah, that's pretty much the guide. Stats wise, allocating into intelligence will be good, then strength, then vitality. If you feel like you're dying too much, always add vitality. It'll be useful as you're grinding. And let me just showcase a little bit of the grinding. So ideally what happens is I generally want to taunt and pull a bunch of monsters together. So for example, if the pack is this big, you could pull everything together. Grand Cross, use the Aegis, Consecration, Judgment Blade, and you'll be able to clear the pack. So yeah, it's possible to do bigger packs as well, but if you want to make sure that you clear the pack and loot everything, ideally you want to pull everything together and then use the Aegis and everything so you won't die. That's why I increased and just went for full DPS. So full DPS will be useful when you're trying to clear packs for efficient times as well. So something like this, wait for the Aegis cooldown, Aegis, and then I'll clear the entire pack here. So yeah, that's the guide. If you guys like the guide and want to see and ask questions, feel free to just comment down below and I'll be sure to answer them. But other than that, yeah, that's my Grand Cross build. See you guys another time, I guess.